Okay, so this all started last night. I was at the end of about a week-long process, maybe, a couple days here and there, of trying to get ready for my first performance with using this rig. I play in a old man cover band, and we usually do shows that are about 36 songs long, so I took the set list and created 36 performances, one for each song, thinking I'd take maximum advantage of this thing. Again, this happened over a couple of days. I would make some profiles, call it a day, make some profiles, call it a day, go back and revisit the profiles the next day to see if I could use them for other songs, basically save some time. And again, got to the very end. I was working on this particular performance for Taking Care of Business, just using a Vox AC30 with a little bit of distortion on it, and had the T1 set up at about like this with the gain properly staged so I'm not clipping, and it sounded basically like this. So that was about the volume that I was experiencing as I was the volume I had in the room as I was profiling all these. Got a phone call right at the very end of it. Took the phone call, came back to the machine, and started playing around with some of the previous profiles that I made, and I noticed a big drop off in the volume or the balls or whatever on some of them. An example would be this patch here for Carry On Wayward Son, basically a plexi type sound, and at that same volume on the T1 ended up with a sound that was quite a bit lower. So you can hardly hear it, and it doesn't have the crunch. Now, if I go ahead and turn the T1 up considerably, most of it comes back. But I had been playing. You can see it's quite a bit of knob movement to get the volume, and I had been taking great care in making all these patches or all these performances and having the volumes about the same. I don't know if it matters to see what the panel looks like here on this particular one, but the really weird thing was I said, okay, well, this is a copy of a rig that I still have somewhere on my profiler. I'll just go back and get that and see and drag it in there and fix it. So I save all my profiles with my first two initials, so they're kind of easier to find. And find that JO plexi gain, that's what I call it. And I found that this too was also affected. If I go back to the original volume where I was doing all my profiles on the T1, or all my performances, I find that the patch that I copied it from is also a lower volume now. So this is this profile can be found on the Rig Exchange, I believe. I renamed it up there, but it's Fast Pony Car Mach 4 Mechoplex, and I'm not sure if that. Yeah, so I put Mach 4 in, and there's the ones on my profile, and the one that I copied it from is probably maybe the third the third one down, I believe. So you can probably find that one on here. And again, with the volume the same on here. There's nothing. All these. Okay, maybe it might have been that one that I had taken it from. It was one of these that I'd taken it from. Okay, so the original ones don't seem affected, which I guess that makes sense. Yeah, but so I panicked basically and started checking all my rigs or all my performances, and I noticed that some of them were fine, and some of them were affected on one rig, and some of them were affected on with the volume, and some of them had their effects stripped away, and it became very confusing and very no rhyme or reason at this point.